What is going on, everybody? It is NinjarockstarX. So in today's video I will share with you guys 10 advanced tips and tricks that helped me get to Division 7 of Arena in just under 1 month. Now it has come to my attention that not many players are using these tips and tricks, so I wanted to help all you good people out by giving you this amazing video. So if you like this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because I have more content for you guys soon. So basically Fortnite hasn't changed the way that Arena works since it initially released back in 2019, which still means that you need 4,000 hype in order to qualify for my division, Division 7 of Contender League, and 6,000 hype for Champions League, which we'll get to soon enough. Don't believe that I have 4,000 hype? Join my live stream tomorrow and I'll prove it to you. Now that you guys know about my live stream, we should talk about hype. So, you get hype through placement. What placement is outlasting other players. You could do that by eliminating players and getting hype that way too. But that is enough of me talking about the live stream tomorrow. So on to the tips and tricks, guys. Tip number 1, guys, believe. Alright, so this one may seem very straightforward to many of you guys, but I want to include this as the first tip because I know that many players on the Fortnite community are not as friendly as you'd think. There are some that'll bring down their teammates, bring down themselves, and just give up. And that's not a healthy character trait to have. So basically what happened was I died to a duo team. I died to a sweaty soccer skin and dark bomber skin. But my cousin came in for the clutch. So as my reboot is expiring, he came in for the clutch. He eventually gets the reboot, but he's trying to locate the enemy. As I talked him through this, I told him, believe in yourself. Know that I'm believing in you, you know? I'm such a great teammate. I hype him up and he gets shot. It's okay. You know, I don't give up that hope. Never give up hope. Look at that. He gets a great crack on that enemy right there. He takes off all shields and finds the sweaty soccer skin on the high ground. Eliminates the sweaty soccer skin and is facing the dark bomber. Gets the 2 elims and the hype, and we're good to go. Now, because the early part of the game is so unpredictable, I wanted to include the second tip as how you should be looting in the early stages of Fortnite. So, the rule of thumb here is to go for open loot that you see on rooftops, out in the open, or whatnot. There is way too much RNG by chests, and this is why I recommend that you do not go inside buildings. The chances of you finding a gun inside a building is 0 to none at times. This could lead to a big disadvantage in the game that you guys do not want to have, which is why I recommend you guys go for open loot, because you will have the advantage most of the time. In doing this, I found out that I died a lot less in games that I didn't do this tactic. So basically what happened in this clip was I tried to befriend this person. They soon turned on me, but luckily they didn't know I had the shoddy, and kapow. Tip number 3, Siphon and reveal. So, if you didn't know this already, in Fortnite, once you knock a player on the opposing team, once you're playing duos or trios, you can press the square button to do an animation called Shakedown, which will essentially give you free wall hacks like this. Now that you guys know how to shake down enemy players, it is important that you guys know when and when you shouldn't siphon. So, some of you might be scratching your heads wondering what siphoning means, and this simply is just you eliminating the enemy player just to gain 50 health or shield in Arena. Since every situation in Fortnite is different, it's important that you judge every environment with caution and that you make sure no other enemy players are around you. However, in this case, I was third-partied by another team, so I knew I had to quickly siphon from this other knock that I got earlier because I knew I was getting pushed. So doing that helped me get some health that I probably wouldn't have gotten this kill if I hadn't gotten that siphon. So now that you know how to shake down enemy players and siphon, make sure to go tell your family and friends to start doing this next time they hop into Fortnite Battle Royale. And let's continue on with the video. So, as for tip number 4, the bush. A complex item that has been added to Season 5 and the new seasons of Fortnite Battle Royale. I'm going to be teaching you how you should be clearing out bushes and how you shouldn't. With the addition of these new larger bushes in the second chapter of Fortnite, this means that you cannot treat them the same as traditional chapter 1 bushes, which means you cannot just run through them. Now that's just lazy, guys. Rather than free looking bushes most of the time, I recommend that you guys ramp up 2 or 3 flights of stairs, depending on how far away you are from the bush, and you'll usually be able to see the enemy straight down in the center of the bush. Note that you guys can also clear bushes via vehicles. So right now I'm in a car, and you could literally just ram through all these bushes and you'll have a clear path. Now that you guys know how deadly bushes can be in Fortnite, make sure to clear them just as I have taught you today, and know that many good players such as myself use them because of how they serve as such a great natural camouflage in the world of Fortnite. So that leads me on to the next topic. Fishing, and how it is just so overpowered this season of Fortnite. Because of there currently being 40 different species of fish currently in the game, it only makes sense that players start fishing more than ever before. Because of their ability to heal for faster times, it makes a traditional medikit old news. While there are 40 species of fish, I chose 4 in particular that I feel are best with healing. Jellyfish, which grants 20 health or shield. Floppers, which give you 50 health. Slurpfish, which grant 40 health or shield. And shieldfish, which grant 50 health or shield. This just goes to show how much of a game changer fish can be this season. But another reason why fishing is such an effective strat is because I will literally drop straight from the battle bus and go straight to a boat. Then from there, I'll find the nearest pond of fish and just aim at that white circle and blow it up. And from there, you'll get a common weapon. Other things like small fries and alright loot, but it helps your early game, so definitely do be sure to check that out. Moving on to tip number 6, I have a special friend named Bob and Wee for you guys on how you should be moving within Fortnite and how you are doing it wrong. Because of Fortnite being a game of momentum, you don't want to be standing still or camping most of the time. It's a game about movement, but sometimes just running in a straight line isn't enough. Rather, it is best to move in a zigzag-like motion and jump whenever you must look back. After realizing that many players are using predictable movement patterns, I started noticing that I needed to change my movement, which led to the strafe. Now, because of how jumping forces you to come down in a straight line and you won't be able to move left or right, this makes you a much easier target to hit compared to strafing. To show how this works in a nutshell, I had my cousin strafe left and right while I aimed at him, and this showed how difficult it was to predict his movements. You cannot tell me this type of movement isn't broken. Adding in a combo of crouches and jumps, you'll have a better chance of victory than you did before. Coming in on tip number 7, I want to talk about rotations and how so many players are not rotating the way they should early, mid, and late game. So what I mean by early game is a time where I drop off the battle bus to the time where the very first circle fully closes in. Now, I recommend that you guys rotate over to the dead side of the map for the first rotation. If you happen to not know what the dead side of the map is, well, that is just alright. The half of the map that not many players will be coming through is called the dead side. So, not many players like to travel through here, but they do like to travel through big name locations, the center side, which I like to call it, which is why I strongly recommend that you guys travel over to the dead side. Moving on over to the mid game, this is the portion of the game from where the second zone begins and the 5th zone ends. So if you want to make it this far, make sure you have listened to the tips and tricks I have shared with you today, and you will get there. So just like the first zone, you want to rotate over to the dead side of the second zone as well, because the second zone is inside of the first zone. You'll have the shortest and quickest rotate to circle. Once the second circle has fully closed in, what you're going to want to do is rotate over to the center of the circle. Now this is the very first circle that you're going to actually want to rotate over to the center. Now you're still going to want to keep the dead side in mind, and you're still going to want to distance from other players. But This is because you're setting yourself up for the 4th zone, which you'll have to rotate to the edge of. So just know that when the 3rd circle closes, you'll be the closest to the 4th circle, being the edge, and you're setting yourself up for a good spot right here. Now, as for this last zone of the mid-game, being the 5th zone and other zones from here on out, you could look at this 5th zone as kind of a yin and yang symbol, where half of the zone will either be inside and outside. You want to be on the inside of the good area and make sure that you survive. Lastly, for the 6th zone, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to travel with the storm, and you're going to try to get to the safe zone the best you can. As much as you've heard the term practice makes perfect, it actually does in reality. And this is why I recommend that you guys practice what I'm about to show you. So you guys have probably seen me play this map before in a previous video, and I'll make sure to put that video at the end of this video. But as you can see, my aim has improved tremendously just by doing this simple 30-second warm-up, guys. Another great practice routine I do to get me ready for arena is this cool LTM that is quite new, I think, that I've been playing recently a lot. It's BIOS Trio Zone Wars, and you get the latest arena weapons. But anyway, it is a really great map to warm up your aim, your builds, and just get you ready for when you are going straight to arena. Coming in at the 9th tip, I wanted to say to use your environment to its full capacity, guys. There are so many things you can do. So for one, my cousin showed me this cool trick you could do at the butter barn. We just mined out the floors and walls and camped till somebody came over here. They actually found out what we were doing, but we were also smart and we were able to pre-fire and we got them. Going more into depth about your transportation in Fortnite, you have things like boats, you have things like cars to travel around the map, even sharks. Nobody even uses these anymore, so why not give rift crystals a try? They're great for rotation, even lily pads. Not even forgetting to mention sand tunneling. Gosh, I'll miss this when Season 6 rolls out tomorrow. We even have bouncers, guys. In the map, you'll find things like fruits, you'll find things like campfires to help you heal up, along with other fruits and vegetables, even slurp barrels, along with supply drops and chests, which will help you get the victory royale. Even using tires to get a height advantage over other players. Even firefly jars just to get enemies out of bushes, for example, and other things. I don't know what next season will be like, but we will see soon enough tomorrow. Wrapping up with the final tips and tricks I have given you guys today, I want to talk about how you guys are not building as fast as I know you can. Noticing that some arena players aren't building as fast as I know they can, I will show you how. So, mimicking how some players build incorrectly, I can see that from myself, there's a delay. And this delay is you building, then swapping back to your weapon. You don't want to do this, because you won't get as fast of a build as you do while holding out your blueprint. Instead of building like how I just showed you, you should build in a fast yet fluid motion like this. So what you want to do is have out your blueprints the whole time, even when you're editing. Do not close this, because you'll get a delay. And from there, you'll start seeing a big improvement. And then, you can even get faster with your edits and your speed, just like me.